the original. Since I started on these bitches invisible. Everything I do so typical. Ain't you want me while these chickens are quizzical? Started off one day, had me saying things the Hispanic girls say. Hating when we call the shit Spanish girls say. Had me thinking they gon' let the Spanish girl wait. Yeah, and I'm just too pretty. Straight up out the womb, up in New York City.
What up, everybody? It's your girl Adaloso, just in case you didn't know. And DJ SJ614 is not in the New York Dose building today. He is at rehearsal, doing what it do, following his dream and booking shows out here. But I'm still in the building with my guest host.
No, this is my last episode of April, so I might as well go all out. Rell, aka the Cure podcast host, aka the He-Man Woman Haters Club producer, and aka I have other, 4 to 5 others podcasts in the bank, but they don't give me enough to say it, so Rell is in the building. Bring it on.
Hey everybody, my name is Mars, better known as Papi Con Fly, and I'm just so happy to be here with the New York Dose.
We back in the building. Oh, I'm so excited for you to be here. Like, it's just gonna be so fucking amazing.
It already is.
Yes. So the New York Dose is a weekly podcast run by a team of multicultural millennials, bringing you pop culture, chit-chat, current events, and a dose of New York City. This show is comprised of 3 main sections that are broken up into smaller segments. The main sections are the Subway, Empire State of Mind, and Times Square.
Ooh.
Yeah. And if you hear anything you like, please use the hashtag TNYD and mention us at the New York Dose so we can talk it out. We can work it out. We can do it. So we're going to go into our first segment, which is the Subway. And this segment correlates with the MTA New York City train line. And since we have our guest Mars in the... since we have Mars in the building, I just feel like we're in space.
You already know.
Well, I'm already in space because of this thing, so...
We out here. Mars came with goodies. He came with goodies today.
I tried to get, the black staple, the Henny.
Oh, you're trying to come with the Henny.
Right, but there was no liquor store over here, and the liquor store that we had, they only
it's Dumbo.
get from small businesses or whatever. So I got the cognac.
Okay.
It says it's Maison Rouge or whatever the hell that is.
We get what we can get.
And I got some wine
and I don't get upset.
I
mixed them both already.
Some white wine. It's called Prisma. It's from Casablanca Valley.
Yes, we better.
Chile. You already know.
Wolf is in the building too, recording. He better get that so we can get sponsorship. Bro, out here mixing though. You trying
I already mixed it.
You trying to show out in this last show? I appreciate that. But this is let's get back to the guest train. Right. So we're gonna ride from train to train. Mars, are you ready?
I'm ready.
We're gonna start with the D train, and this is where you're just gonna tell us about you. Tell us who you are, where you're from.
All about you.
Yes.
So you already know my name is Mars. I was born in Brooklyn, New York.
Ooh.
Kings County Hospital. Let me think. What is there to know about me? I'm the modern day Renaissance man. Ooh. I do it all. I write, I do photography, I do videography. My goal with all of this is to one day use that to become a filmmaker. So yes. Look out for my novel coming next year.
Ooh.
It hasn't been written yet, but you got to set your goals early.
You got to put it out in the universe.
Exactly.
Sweet. All right. So what is the main thing that you're focusing on right now?
So right now I'm focused on my photography as well as my writing. I know I'm going to use those skills to, later on help me in my career. I do have a photography business. It's called Martian Noir.
Yes.
You can find me on Instagram as well as martiannoir.com. And then as far as my writing, I don't have anything published as of yet, but just keep an eye open.
Ooh.
You already know.
Mark, I remember when we were the Bodega podcast, you came through too, and you were very into fashion as well.
Yes.
Are you still doing that?
Listen, I'm into fashion as in I like fashion, I observe fashion, I know what's in, what's out.
Right.
If you need a stylist, holla at your boy.
I need a stylist.
Well, Rell, we could get this working.
Okay.
Holla at me after the
This is what we
podcast.
do in the videos. You think that works?
So how much?
I give you a family and friends discount.
Okay. Okay, so $5. Okay.
Yeah, we were supposed to see. But yeah, I like everything creative. I try to use that and implement it into anything that I'm doing. And as far as like my photography, everything that I do is self-taught.
Right.
I went to school for writing and psychology. So as far as
did you go to?
Hunter. Yeah,
Nice.
I'm a college dropout. Don't judge me. Well, actually, I took a semester off and just never went back. So I don't know if you consider that. Because I want to go
Wait,
back.
how many years were you in there?
Damn, I was 2012?
Until when?
No. I graduated high school in 2006. So I was
Okay.
supposed to graduate in 2012?
Okay.
Right? No, 2010.
Math for me, no.
Yeah, I was supposed to graduate in 2010, and that just didn't happen.
Right.
But in addition to my photography, I also have a podcast called Taste Your Tongue.
Ooh.
We are like 6 episodes in, and on our podcast, we talk about basic problems that millennials go through on the net.
Who's we?
Me and my co-host, her name is Kimmy K.
Shout out to Kimmy K.
Kim K. I
Shout
like
out
that
to
little
Kimmy
tag
K.
name.
Yeah, we talk about, so like on our first episode, we talk about separating the art from the artist, which is something that we have to do on an everyday basis now. When you think about like people like Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Chris Brown, Fabulous, like all these people are doing things that are compromising their art. So it was just an important conversation for us to have. We also spoke about saying I love you to your partner for the first time.
Ooh,
we talked about
deep, right?
yeah.
How often do y'all release?
Monthly. So we are supposed to be releasing the first of every month, but we're on a hiatus right now because I just moved into a new apartment and
Where you living now?
I live in Brooklyn.
Oh, still in Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Congrats
my
on the
co-host,
apartment.
thank you so much. My co-host, she has a lot going on with work, so you know it's hard for us to get together.
I think that's the hardest thing, like when it comes to like working with someone, like you guys
Right.
both have the same like goals and shit.
Right,
It's
right.
Like, damn, like our schedules are crazy.
That's
But you gotta find a way to make it work though.
and that's exactly why I ended up having to do everything myself. Like even with my podcast, I audio engineer it. I created the logo. With my photography, I edit everything. I taught
Let
myself.
me
all that
tell
stuff.
you saw me struggling today. I'm gonna keep it real. Like D is not here.
It's
and,
not easy.
You know,
It's
Brock is.
I feel like you did a good job with like considering.
Oh, stop!
like-
Because I'm still sweating under these arms. I was like, shit.
Nah, it's not easy. Being
Yeah.
a creative is not easy, and all the
So
different
many hats you have to wear.
Exactly, all the different avenues that you have to cross, and the hats that you have to wear. Like it's a lot, and if you don't have the help from your peers, then it's really like swimming upstream. It's like
It is like you can do it by yourself.
Mhm.
It's just you really have to focus and fucking find that time to
Yeah.
really like. You have to be like on the T, like plan your shit out like all
and
the time.
you have to have a lot of self-discipline.
Yes.
Because yeah, I taught myself how to do all these things, and I went to school to for writing and stuff, but at the end of the day, if I don't have the self-discipline to sit down and be like, yo, you need to write today, you haven't wrote anything, then nothing is going to get done. Or if I don't sit down and like say, okay, I need to come up with a concept for this new photo shoot, then if I don't come up with that concept, it don't matter if I have 10 models in the clothes to do the photo shoot,
Right.
because I have no concept, I have no creativity or anything to put into
There's
that
no
idea.
blueprint. There's no
Exactly,
like, you know,
exactly.
thing to follow. And that's the thing. Like I'm not a planner. Like
Mhm.
I'm very spontaneous. I am getting better at planning thanks to D,
Yeah.
because he plans to the T. Like when it comes to the stuff with the New York Dose, and you know I'm like trying to pick that up as much as I can. Like I have all the creative ideas. I'm very like free flowing. Like yeah, like I'm there. I'm meeting people. But when it comes to like the administrative stuff. Like I can do it, it just won't be as detailed.
Okay.
But yeah, it's good. Like it's good to just have those tasks and just like. Yeah, we can complain about it, but it's like, it's what the fuck we want to do. So it's like, either you get it or you don't.
Right,
So,
exactly.
So that's
as simple as that.
Okay, so how did you, like, when did you know, like, because I really thought, like, you were just, like, all about fashion. So now I'm just, like, a little bit thrown off, but I'm just like, oh, this is awesome, like, you doing film too. When did you know, like, okay, I want to do film? Like, this is...
So, since I was little, I always knew that like I loved movies and I was obsessed with actors and acting, but I didn't know exactly like what I wanted to do with it. And it's not until like I got into college and I started getting into all the other creative aspects, as far as like photography and even videography, because I didn't necessarily know that I wanted to make long, like full-length movies. I knew that I wanted to write, but I didn't know that I wanted to use both of them. And then like after getting into photography and writing in college, well, I used to write a lot when I was younger too, like poetry, short stories, everything.
Are you an only child?
Yes.
Oh,
I was an only child.
Why.
I was an only child until I was 18. And then my mother had another kid.
So what's your visible best friend name?
I don't have one.
Really?
I'm sure you had multiple.
I used to just...
Not just one.
Multiple? Nah. I used to just honestly play a lot of video games and watch a lot of TV and write a lot. And that used to be like my, I guess, friend. My imaginary friend, TV was.
I don't know. Sorry. I don't know what it is about only child. Like, I just feel like I have a lot of only child friends and old only child lovers that they have. Like, it's like the same like characteristics. Like, you know, like.
You know, I guess when you have a lot of time by yourself,
you have to figure it out.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up with siblings and we were very imaginative and like did a lot of shit. But there's something about like an only child, like it's only you, like you know. And
I think that's why I'm so gung ho about doing a lot of things by myself. Yeah, it's because that's how I grew up. And it's weird because I look back at it and I'm like, I kind of wish that I had, brothers and sisters, siblings around my age, because then I'd probably be able to get a lot of my ideas done instead of it just being ideas.
But isn't it an amazing feeling just knowing this shit without, like, it was you who taught you, like no one else?
Yeah, it is, but sometimes I just feel like I'd be further along.
How old are you, Mars?
Oh, God, 29.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm about to be 30.
That's
30.
So, I mean, you can have us as your siblings if you want.
Yes.
Have us.
That would be awesome. Honestly,
we can catch up.
Because I'm sorry, I'm gonna get back to your question, but since I graduated high school and I started getting into all this creative stuff, I have been looking for like my tribe.
Right.
And I have a few people that I go to for certain creative things, but I don't have like, people that's gonna ride or die for whatever creative idea I have. If I wake up tomorrow, I'm like, I wanna go and shoot on the Manhattan Bridge, half naked, with the American flag. I need like 3 friends to do that. Yes, right, exactly. Right. So, I'm sorry, getting back to your question. I realized after my first job, I was working at Zara, and I got into fashion, and I was writing in college. And from there, I was like, my partner at the time, this was my girlfriend, she got me into photography.
Right.
So, because I was shooting, she was a designer, I was shooting for her line. And from there, the photography, I really got into that because it's just, once you take an image and then you put that image on a computer and edit it and turn it into something completely, like you never thought, you never thought it would be possible. That just really opened my eyes up to like the creative lanes that I can go.
Yes.
So I got into photography. I was already into writing, and then I realized I like telling these stories, and I like fashion, and I like photography. How can I use this and make money? What could I use from this? What could I do? What would my end goal be? And I just looked at all the movies that I've watched over my life, and I thought about like what's missing. There's so much movies that I like because of the cinematography alone. There's so much movies I like because of the wardrobe alone. There's so much movies I like because of the writing alone. And I think my goal is to make sure that I'm the best that I can be in all three things. And the wardrobe, the cinematography, and the writing, if I could marry those things and make like something epic, that's my goal.
So that was always the goal from the beginning. That's why you got into fashion.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah. I mean, and I was working at retail.
That's like thinking so strategically, like about your.
Because I want to make money. It's not like I don't even want to be famous. I just want to make money, and I want when people look at my work, they're like, "That's Mars." Like,
do you have 9 to 5 outside of doing all
yes,
this?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Of course.
So you're not that it matters.
I was born and raised in New York, so being a New Yorker, like I look at a lot of other people that migrate here and start their careers that way, and I don't know. I think that it's a lot harder for New Yorkers to get into any creative field than it is for a transplant.
I agree.